Hello everybody, welcome to my video about project QRadar Route Manager. I was hoping to make this in order to give you guys some examples of what the program can do right now. It's very bare bones, there's nothing crazy yet about it, I think, but I was hoping that it might inspire you, some people, and especially the more talented ones, and maybe this can be something that you guys would like to so definitely can do that from the GitHub. And maybe there's even some people who can already find some use to it. So let me actually show you how it looks like. Um, so the first tab is for QRadar stuff. Again, it's pretty minimal right now. And there's also some GitHub integration. I will get to it in a bit. But the first thing we want is you need to have a sec token with admin this, and then you need to have your QRadar deployment file. And the first thing we can do is to get a list of rules. Export and import, you can deselect with hitting the control button. But I created this test rule here as an example. So let's work with that. So if I select it and then I choose to export it somewhere, click export, it tells me that the export have been saved to output.zip. Now, that zip file already includes the XML that a QRadar knows how to read, including all of the dependencies. And now what I'm going to do is go to my list of rules here, search for the test rule, see that it's already here. Now, we have exported it, right? And now I'm going to delete it and show you how the import works. So now it's empty. There's no test rule. So I'm going to go back to the program. I'm going to select my export file, and I'm going to click on import. It's to tell me it's in progress and that it's successfully installed. Now, if I go back to QRadar and I click on refresh here, I can see that my rule is now present again, which means it was successfully imported. Now, that's about this tab here. You can obviously, if you exported a certain file, a certain rule from one deployment, you can just change the URL to something else and import it sorry, directly to there. So that's also something you to be aware of. And if you go to GitHub, what we can do there, you need to have I created like a test project and a folder named after a certain that I want have access to, and it includes a description of the markdown file, the README, which is like the MITRE mapping and required telemetry for the event, as an example. The JSON is a MITRE mapping file that's already created for use case manager in QRadar, and the zip file is the actual rule itself. So I'm gonna use my token here and the name of the repo. And now it shows me the only single folder I have there. So if I click on it, it automatically fills the MITRE information and the required telemetry, and there's a description here. Now, what I can do from here is to import it directly to QRadar from GitHub. So it will use this URL as the import destination. So if I click it, same story as before, wait until it's finished. And it's successfully installed. And now we can just go to QRadar and search for, let's say, resize shadow storage. And it's going to as well, which was directly imported from QRadar. Now you can obviously directly import it from the GitHub. You can go also to extension management in order to see the log of all of the imports you have. I know that like this doesn't mean too much. I'm sure this is something that can be changed in the code. And actually, a few words about that. It's written in PyQt, and it requires requests. And I'm also using the QDark theme to support those endpoints with dark theme. And it also requires the GitHub module, so I'm definitely going to list those dependencies in the GitHub project. And that's pretty much it. I mean, code is open source. You can see exactly how I handled the import and export. Again, it's nothing too crazy. I used a lot of Billing and ChatGPT, and I hope more talented people can contribute something to this, and hopefully we can make it something a bit more serious and useful. But yeah, that's much the basics of it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you can get some use out of it. And feel free to reach out to me. All of my contact information and my website and my course that I'm selling on Udemy. Interested in that? It's in the post details. So yeah, thank you guys, and great rest of